Hello there, and welcome along to another movie review. Today's movie review comes at the request of Sarah Smith, who asked that I watch and review the movie The Notebook. That's right, she made me watch a chick flick. Now, this review comes with a lot of spoiler alerts, so if you haven't seen it, you may not want to listen. This is a movie that stars the guy, the chick, the chick's parents, the fiance, and Martha. And Cab Calloway, who should have said, "Oi, oi, get off my stage!" But the movie was sprung on him. And I say that because this is a movie about people trying to get it over with, including the writers, and people trying to keep it going. But anyway, we meet the chick while she and her friends are trying to prove that women can drive, but she's not doing a very good job about it. Suddenly, we meet the guy who falls in love with the chick. So he decides to interrupt her date on the Ferris wheel, and just to get rid of him, she agrees to go on a date with him, which is one that she later denies making. And he gets really mad about it. But he's determined to win her over. And eventually he does. And they fall in love. And they almost have awkward sex in a haunted house. And I bet the ghosts were laughing just as much as I was. So they're falling in love. But then the chick's parents butt in. The mother, she hates him. And the chick's father, just to try and get the movie over and done with, he goes, "Oh, I agree with your mother. He's no good for you." So with that all said, the movie should be over, and they all try to leave. Even the guy tries to leave. He either goes, "Next movie," or he talks to his agent, which I think he does, because he comes back. But it doesn't matter, because the war calls him into service. And this is where the guys get to watch and enjoy the movie, but just very briefly. Because it actually could have been a short trailer for the movie the guy made when he buggered off. That's how brief it is. And he shouldn't have come back, because the chick, by then, she's moved on. And the reason she's moved on is, and this is true, he didn't get wounded quick enough, if at all. You see, the chick, she meets another guy, the fiance, and the guy gets really mad about it. So the chick, she tries to hurry the movie along too. And then the guy's dad dies. That's terrible. That's a tearjerker. And all he's left with is a house. And it's one he's not going to sell. So he goes on a 10-day bender, which is when he meets Martha. He ain't too pleased with her, but she'll do. But all of a sudden, the chick wants the guy back because she's learned he has an expensive house now. So she leaves her fiance, even though he's a real nice guy who gives her all the same offerings as the guy. And the fiance, he's like, well, if you have to go, I'll see you when you get back. So she goes back to the guy, and he's like, are you for real? You come back now, I'm in the papers because I have an expensive house? And he says nothing though. It's really cool. He says nothing until again she proves why women can't drive. But eventually they agree they can just be friends. And even then the writers tried to speed the movie up by getting rid of the guy. But he talks his way back in. And the guy introduces the chick to swans and wet dreams through LSD. And she gets all lovey-dovey with him again. But when she comes off the drugs, when she comes off them, she gets really angry and she doesn't like him anymore. But he wins her back with more sex, which is what their agents promised them when they signed up for the movie in the first place. And eventually, she tuckers him out through all the sex. But don't worry, because he bounces back just long enough to silently dump Martha, who takes it on the chin. She's actually quite a nice lady. And the guy dumps Martha because all of a sudden the chick is somewhat of a nudist. And then eventually the chick, she confronts her mother about what's been going on. And the mother, she tries to blame the chick, but then eventually she owns up to her own story. Now the guy's in the background reading a newspaper. He doesn't know, he doesn't care what's going on, so nor did I, so I missed that little bit. And then the fiance comes looking for the chick. And the guy, he gets really angry about it because she decides to go back with the fiance. I tell you, this chick just can't make up her mind. But the guy, he decides to win her back with promises of kinky sex. But the chick, she goes back with the fiance anyway. And in doing so, she once again proves why women have to prove that they can drive. And anyway, the fiance takes her back because he's a real nice guy. But she leaves him again. And eventually she goes mad. And then she breaks another promise to the guy by not going back to him through reading her notebook back to her. So they both decide to die just to get all the fuss over with and the movie. And that is the movie. And Sarah, I'm not too sure when I was supposed to cry because I didn't cry. And guys, if you have a few beers plus, you can watch the movie too. It's a real crack up. But on a scale of 1 to 12 cans, or a nip being half a point. I give this movie, The Notebook, just on laughs alone, a solid 7. Thank you very much.